Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome again to SDGs Podcast presented to you by Uniplat. Well, I hope you guys are okay because even though the pandemic is over, we still need to take care of our health. These days I've seen some news saying that the air in some countries is polluted so bad that it could affect the health of the people living there. So, yeah, we need to pay more attention to stay healthy. This will be the second episode of the podcast after the previous episode talking about what are the SDGs in general. Today we will talk about the SDG Goal 1, No Poverty. We will talk about the SDG Goal 1 together with Mr. Anand Kannan. He is one of the advisory board members of Uniplat. He also the CEO of Avas Digitech, that is an India-based next generation IT systems development company, which owns and runs one of the few innovation platform which work from ideation to commercialization. He also has over 25 years of marketing and business development experience in varied sectors ranging from media, engineering, education, and innovation. I think his current work is mainly involving innovation, but what kind of innovation? And how this innovation could lead to addressing the poverty issue. Well, without any longer, let's dive into the topic with Mr. Anand Kannan. Okay, hello, Mr. Kannan. Can I just call you
Hello,
that or
konnichiwa.
konnichiwa? Yeah, thank you for making your time for this interview video for Uniplat's YouTube. And yeah, I'm very happy that you could join us in this video project.
Thank
Okay,
you, thank you, thank you.
can you please introduce yourself so our audience know you better?
Okay, okay. Namaste. I'm Anand Kannan. I am from India. I represent a body called as the International Federation of Inventors Association in India, called as IFIA Bharat. And the job of the federation is to support inventions and innovations which help in improving quality of life for people, as that's the job of every invention and innovation, to see how we improve the quality of life of people using that invention and innovation. So in that area, if we look at it, when we talk of improvement in quality of life of people, it also indirectly improves the nation's economic index, and thereby improving the status of the nation from an less advanced nation to a better advanced nation and to a most advanced nation. So, I mean, people from the southeast part of Asia and South Asia can always relate to the journey of the 70s and 2000s now, as to how the journey has progressed. So that's one of the work that we at the Innovation Federation are doing. And apart from that, I also run my own startup called as Avas Digitech, where we work on supporting startups in their from their ideation to commercialization journey, which includes funding, go to markets, providing them with supports in their journey as to how they should be uh, uh, scaling up their journey forward. So those are some of those areas on which we are trying to provide all the support and cooperation to various inventors, innovators, and the startup ecosystem.
Thank you. That's really fascinating. Your work is basically only in India or global based?
EFIA as a body is present in about 100 plus countries, and we ourselves represent a couple of UN bodies and the World Intellectual Property Organization as a whole. And I believe that Japan, I have had the fortunate uh, opportunity to kickstart the Japanese chapter with Takasan as one of the members of EFIA, who has been introduced this year into the EFIA body. And I think EFIA as a body works globally to see how all it can help and support inventions and innovations to be scaled up in different parts of the world. So my job basically as the national director is more focused in India. And yes, what I try to do is to bring in some of my connections from in different parts of the world to see wherever the EFIA office is not there, how do we set it up and how do we help those economies also to get aligned and partner with other countries so that inventions and innovations can be commercialized and things can really be helped up in those countries. Like
Oh,
for example, apart from Japan, Bhutan is one of the other countries where we are working, where we have started the IFIA chapter, and I think probably this month or early next month is when the operations would begin in Bhutan.
oh, I see. Well, that sounds big. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this video, I mean, the theme for this video is about the SDG goal 1 actually. It's no poverty. So about your work, can you please elaborate on how it is related to the SDG goal 1 of poverty?
Well, to before we understand why, what my role, or what does the role of inventions and innovations play in the world of poverty, there is one small quote that I would like to share with the viewers.
Mm.
Basically, when we say in a country well governed, poverty is something to be ashamed of. In a country badly governed, wealth is something to be ashamed of. So many countries in South Asia can relate to this situation that we are all in. That many countries in South Asia, like Vietnam, Philippines, even Indonesia for that matter, lot of wealth got accumulated in the hands of few, and lot of people where in poverty, or still many part of the world is still in poverty, and things are just starting to open up, and things are just starting to show up as to how things are improvising. So in that area, as to how we as a body can really support in um, a situation of no poverty, or at least to begin with, reduction of poverty can happen. We are trying to work by taking innovation as the method which can really help that to reduce, so like for example at ifia bharat, what we are trying to do is, uh, one of the core areas that we are also targeting here is how do we have um, no poverty, and how do we reduce the income gap between the rural population, the people who are at the lower strata, how do we improvise their life through innovation as a medium. Say, for example, couple of things that we see are very much related is basically promotion on inclusive innovation is where one of the areas that we see can add a lot of work in this area. So what can happen is that poverty is always related to challenges and availability of affordable resources through which one can actually deal things, and accessible technologies, products and services. So when we can work on something like this, where we are able to provide affordable technology, access to better healthcare, access to better education, access to more resources, thereby the people who are marginalized can actually come up, they can utilize these resources, and they can see a lot of changes in the way that they are leading a better life. And apart from that, entrepreneurship is a very big thing. You encourage small entrepreneurs, you will see that small entrepreneurs will provide job opportunities to people who are lesser marginalized underneath them, and thereby they improve their income standards. And these small entrepreneurs, when they keep growing, they add more employment opportunities which come in. So that adds a better opportunities for them to improve their economic status. Third could be in the area of providing sustainable livelihoods. So sustainability is again one of the core goals of UN, which goes hand in glove with poverty. So if you don't have a sustainable lifestyle, it is again going to increase the differences between two sets of people. So sustainable livelihoods like providing eco-friendly technologies and capacity building for green jobs are one of those areas where we are trying to see how we can add value. And the last could be the collaborations and partnerships, because in this world now, there is no way that things can happen alone. Say, for example, if Japan says, I'm going to do things all alone, it is not going to work anymore. It is, and it never has, and it never will. So, what is more required is we all need to become inclusive. We all need to build this bridge of partnership, which is how things can change and things will improvise. So, innovation is all about driving partnerships. So, what can be innovated in one side of the world can also be further improvised in the other side of the world and marketed around the world, which is how income flows can change for all the stakeholders out there. So I think these are some of those ideas or thought processes that we have as to how we as an innovation federation can actually contribute towards the growth of an better person, and as an better economy, and as a better thought processes can be brought into this picture.
Right. So the idea is to over innovations to help solve
Yes.
issues, right? Okay. So can you also tell us one or maybe some of initiative like specifically that you have implemented to address this issue through the mentioned innovations?
Okay. Well, I cannot say that I myself have been involved in a lot of activities, but I have been working closely with a lot of people who are being working with within different pockets, and who have been trying to support and see how the marginally poor can be scaled up in their life. Um I mean, let me quote you one of the examples where I think a couple of weeks back I was invited to an event which was all about waste management. So he used to give those machine on loan. Person using that innovative product can generate revenues. All these small changes when we make, and income starts flowing into these people's pockets.